Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to our latest discussion with a member of the FirstPoint family. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by Miranda Shi, who is FirstPoint's Head of Partnerships based in Shanghai, China. Hi Miranda, how are you?
Hello, Brian. Thanks for the introduction. I'm good. And how about yourself? I hope
Yeah,
you are keeping yourself very well and safe
yes,
in this
absolutely.
very challenging time.
Not half, not half. It's been an unusual year, hasn't it? How have you been coping?
Yeah, obviously it's been a very challenging moment for for the world, for everywhere. But because in China, I'm currently mainly based in China, so everything in China has been, gradually getting back to normal, which is a good thing. And we've been back to the office for, I think, pretty much 2 months now. So everyone is doing very well. But apart from there has been a few more cases in Beijing, but everywhere else in China has been back to normal. That's what I would
Good,
say, which
good,
is a good thing for us. Yeah.
good. Hopefully that's a sign for the rest of the world and we can all
Yeah, exactly.
safely return to the new normal, if you like.
Normal life. Yeah.
Normal life. Tell us a little bit before we talk about FirstPoint USA and China. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what led you to FirstPoint. And
Sure. So I was originally from Shanghai, from China, and I went to the UK when I was 15 to do my A levels and universities. And after the university, so I did management for my undergrad and shipping, trade, and finance for my postgrad. So it was a very, very good opportunity. So I was initially involved in UCFB. So I was in charge of recruiting Chinese students, international recruitment for the university. And I first met with Andrew at Wembley Stadium. And
wow,
that's how yeah. So he told me about everything that FirstPoint does. And I know that it's a very good, we're doing a very good thing to change the life of, sporting talented students. And I think that's a very good opportunity, especially for the Chinese students, because in China, it's a country that the parents really, really, value education. So for all the sports students, I think before it has been a, normal situation that students who play sports, like the society would see them as like very poor students with very, poor education. But it's actually not. Like when you know about, for example, the student athletes pathway to the US, you know that there is a pathway for sports students where you can balance your sport. Like you can still do what you're passionate about, which is your sport, but at the same time, like you can develop and you can study and you can do your academics, which guarantee you have a good career in the future.
absolutely.
So I think that's a very important, and to be honest, there hasn't been such opportunity for Chinese students before. So I was very excited, and I think like I would love to be involved and to bring FirstPoint back to China. So
Yeah.
that was how I kind
Wow.
of be involved in this great opportunity. Yeah.
Excellent. I think you've hit on a key point there that it's the sporting route and the academic route, they're not mutually exclusive. You can do
Yeah,
both, and you can do both well, and indeed one can really support the other. Lessons you learn on the field or on the track can help you in academia,
exactly.
and vice versa. So tell us
Exactly.
about where you are today then. What's paint us a picture of FirstPoint USA in Shanghai.
Yeah, so it's not only in Shanghai. So FirstPoint, we now have, so I'm in the office. So we have a office which is based in Shanghai. And if like Shanghai is a very international city in
Yep.
China. And we've been here for almost 2 years, I think. So I remember the first time when I took Andrew to China, it was the China Junior Golf Master. So it's a golf event for young kids from 14 to 18. So it's an official China Golf Association event held in a city near Shanghai. So that was the first time like FirstPoint was invited by the event committee. So that was the first time I was attended to that event with both Andrew and Dean, and we got the chance to see the level of the golfers players in China, the junior level, which is very high. And I think that's when we decided to put more efforts in China, and we want to help the universities in the US to find like the wanted players in China in all different sports, not only golf. So currently, like during the past 2 years, I think we've helped 30 to 50 players in different sports, and we have very good results helping like soccer. We have a soccer kid who's heading to St. Joseph, University of St. Joseph, on a 70% scholarship. So we're gradually building up the pathways to for the students to the US. So I think it's been a very good starting point, and we look forward to grow the business and to grow the pathway in China furthermore. And that's what I've been doing every day.
Yeah, excellent. So it's been, there's clearly been a journey over a couple of years, and the opportunity now is for that to grow further. We've talked about partnerships with FirstPoint quite a lot recently, becoming more and more important across the world. Clearly that's your role, you're head of partnerships. What's been happening in China recently on the partnership front?
Yeah, that's very good question. And I think partnerships with governing bodies with of different sports in China, and also with different schools, different clubs, is very important for FirstPoint, for us to outreach to the students which we want, and to find the really talented students that match the level of universities in the US. So that's my job. So I've been developing some of the key partnerships for FirstPoint. So for example, like with official events owned by the national governing body. So like what I've mentioned, like the China Golf Junior Masters every year. So we've signed a official partnership with the CGA, China Golf Association, where FirstPoint is the official US university scholarship consultancy partner of the China Junior Golf Master every year. So we've been there 2 years, and we will be coming back this year as well. And the exciting thing with partnership with the event is that every time we will be inviting the coaches from the US to join us, and we will bring them to China to scout and also to communicate with the young talents in China. So that's partnership with official events. And then more importantly, I think the most recent big deal for me is that we've secured a partnership with CSSF, that is China School Sports Federation. So that is a governing body of all these school sports events in China, so which is a federation owned by the China Education Ministry. So like, put it in simple, is that we will be introduced by CSSF to all the events across the country between schools. So that is for every individual sports and team sports. And obviously, we need to wait for the coronavirus situation gets better or gets cleared, because obviously now the school sports hasn't started yet. But we are currently communicating with CSSF that once the season started, so FirstPoint will be introduced through all of their events in different cities to different schools. So that is a very, very big partnership for us this year. So I'm very,
That must be, I mean, that must be an enormous organization, the scale.
Exactly.
Reaching millions of young people. Yeah.
Exactly. So we are currently, putting up a very detailed plan together with CSSF. And once the season started, then we will gradually activating this partnership by, helping all the students and all the kids from all the events and across different cities. So it's a very good partnership, and also it will definitely help our university partners in the US to find, to identify the players they want, because it covers all the sports and all the cities and all the levels of players. So we are really, really look forward to that partnership. And obviously, we currently have the online platform. So I think at the moment, because we can't do anything, in terms of events and we can't travel, but at the moment, what we can do is we can put all the students, and we can work with CSSF to put all the students' profile together and put them onto our platform. I think in that way, the universities and coaches can use the online tool to search for the players they want. So I think that's the first step I think we can do at the moment. Yeah.
Brilliant.
So so that's with CSSF. So that is a national governing body of all sports between schools. And then apart from that, we also have been working with all the 16 CSL clubs. That's Chinese Super League. It's the professional football league in China. So we've been working with all of them, the 16 club academies, and help the released players to get the opportunity to be able to study in the US. So the kids I mentioned at the beginning, the one got scholarship from University of St. Joseph. So he is from one of the CSL clubs called SIPG. So which I think he's already put up a very good model and example for the future, potential players.
Wonderful.
Which is a very, very good thing. So so professional club academies, and also we're currently communicating with different sports associations, so like rowing, fencing, and we currently are in close communication with Beijing Equestrian Association. So basically, I'm trying to help FirstPoint to build all those strategic partnerships, not only with government events, and also with different sports associations, and also with different individual schools, because in China there are schools which specialize in a certain sport, which they have very, very strong level in terms of athletic skills. So we are also in communication with all the schools as well. And so hopefully I can also outreach to some other countries, because currently we're still in communication with like Thailand Football Association in Thailand, in Japan, and in Vietnam. So because we have very good relationship with Chinese FA, so that's all together. So hopefully, so all the partnerships can help us to find more talented students and to help them to to go down to a very good pathway in the US.
Amazing. Well,
Yeah.
I was going to ask you what's keeping you busy, but I think you've answered that. It sounds like you're very busy, but I get the sense that, you know, the first couple of years have gone really well. You've got strengths, especially in golf and soccer. But
Yeah,
what we can see here is that this is only going to grow, not only you know, across China, but also across sports, and hopefully
across Asia. Yeah.
When as young people see one or two, you know, going on the pathway and going across to the US, they can be inspired to look at it themselves.
Exactly, they will be inspiring to others in the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So what gives you the most satisfaction in the job? What gives you the buzz the most?
Yeah, I think that's a very important question actually to me, because I've been doing my job for almost 3 years now. So the most exciting bit for me is to, you know, when you see a young kid, maybe the first time when you see him, he's like, you know, very poor English and very shy, and you know, he doesn't know where he can go. Like when I saw the boy from SIPG, he got released at the moment at that time, and the most exciting thing for me is that, like, after maybe half a year or 1 or 2 years, like when we help the kid or the family, you know, gone through all the process, and when the kids got, you know, a very good offer, and when he find his way, you know, to pursue his dream, I think that's the most exciting thing for me, and I've been always, you know, very happy to see that to happen. I think that's the thing which you know, really helps me to be, you know, to be always passionate about what I've been doing. So I think that's a good thing for everyone, for every team member at FirstPoint, because we are doing a very inspiring job. We are changing people's lives.
Absolutely.
So,
I think that's a really good point, Miranda. Is the pathway doesn't begin when you secure a scholarship and you get in the flight to the States. The pathway begins at the very first point of contact, and the support that you give from that first conversation through the process is as critical a point as any, isn't it?
Exactly. So we're like, currently all of our clients, I think the youngest for me is like 12 years old. So she's like very young, but the family is so committed and so like to that pathway. So I'm always very thankful for those families, like the you know, the trust and the faith they've given to us, to FirstPoint, and that's why we've been successful for almost 20 years, FirstPoint USA. So the relationship for us, like for me with a family, it could last like 10 years long. So like exactly like you said, it's a very meaningful thing that you can work with the family in all the details, and you talk with them every day, and you are helping a kid, you know, like maybe several years, and help her to reach her dream. So that's a very, very important thing. And also, like what worth to mention, like we have a boy called Leon John, and he's half British, half Chinese, and I think Andrew helped him to, he's currently a soccer player in Kentucky University, because he's half Chinese. So I think Andrew passed his details to me, because he's always passionate about playing for China and playing for the national team. So I referred him to the Chinese national team to do a trial last Christmas. So I think it's good that, because we're taking care of our clients, not only, you know, sending them to the universities, but we also help them to you know, to reach their dream, and to you know, to their career in all different fields. So I think that's a very valuable
Yeah.
thing that we're doing at the moment as well.
It's the full journey. It's before, it's during, and it's potentially
exactly,
after
the full
as well.
journey.
So yeah,
Life
I think,
journey.
yeah, absolutely. You touched on something else there, families and parents and the wider network of there's a lot of focus clearly on the scholar athlete. However, your conversations will be as much with parents and families and the support network they have, because they're such an important part of the process.
Yeah, exactly. So the relationship with the family, with the club, with the school, and in China there's I think different to our clients in the UK or in Europe, because in China they have another very big challenge, which is language. So they need, like our team member in Shanghai office, we need to spend more more efforts and sometimes there's like culture difference between students and families here in China, and we need to use a way which they can understand, and for them to really get what it does mean to them, like study in the US and what's it like out there in the US. So it's a very it's not easy for FirstPoint China staff here, because we are kind of bridging the culture and bridging the opportunity, but I think everyone is very passionate about what we are doing, because it's really really inspiring when you see a kid, when you see he really got his goal, and
absolutely
that's the most important thing.
And it's clearly truly an international organisation now. We're all united. Sports what brings us all together, but FirstPoint now active in 6 continents, which is quite amazing. So there's nowhere in the world that we can't offer that opportunity, and hopefully as 2020 develops and gets back to normal, we can continue to spread that message. So for you, I guess the rest of the year you're looking to expand on that partnership portfolio and just continue to grow things in China.
Exactly. So the communication with all the governing bodies is always ongoing, and we are always talking about how can we give this opportunity to all of the students, of course. So partnerships, and also like we are very hoping that the coronavirus situation gets better soon, so that we can run more live trial events, and we can have more communication with the coaches in the US, because now there's no travel between the country, there's no in-person communication. But I hopefully in China that when the border gets open, then we can invite more coaches to China to participate in our own trials, and also to participate in the national events, and also with the CSL events. So currently in China, the CBA has restarted the China basketball, professional events. So I can see that everything, gradually return back to normal. So hopefully that wouldn't be too long for us.
Absolutely. A nice way to finish, Miranda. Let's hope we all keep safe and well and get back to normal soon. And hopefully we can check in with you again towards the end of the year and see how you're doing. So if anyone's listening to this and has watched this, you have a message for them, how can they get in touch?
Oh, of course. So FirstPoint, like we are always here, even though like at the moment it's been the most difficult moment for everyone who's looking to study abroad and study in the US. But even for now, like what I've always been saying to our students and partners and parents, that we're always here to support everyone, and anything, like no matter if you're still young or you're like maybe 16 or 17, got not much time left, every time you need our help, like we have all the stuff available here, and we are here to help everyone. And I think especially for the Chinese students, the only thing I would want to share with them is that don't, underestimate the opportunity for themselves. Because I think when I first talked to, like 2 years ago, when I first talked to some of the Chinese students, like their lack of confidence, and they think like this is an amazing opportunity, but like far away from them. But as you know, that currently we have a lot of, young Chinese athletes who has been successful. So, so with their inspiration, I would love to share with the rest of the future potential young talents in China, like trust yourself, and as long as you know like the way, and we are here to help, and you will definitely be able to grab your opportunity there, and everyone can be successful.
Well said. Well said.
Yeah.
Miranda, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to talk to you today.
Thank you so much, Brian.
Yeah, anyone who's interested can check out the free digital platform, firstpointusa.com, and we'll hopefully speak to you again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Take care.
Brian. Thanks.